My name is Raluca, I am 17 and I am a youth council member from Romania, and today I have the honor of being here with Margarethe von Trotta, and I will ask her a few questions. This summer with the European Film Club we actually had this summit in Berlin, and me and my colleagues, we're all like in between 15 and 17, 18 even.
I would be 17 again, that would be very nice. So to speak with a 17-year-old woman, it's so marvelous.
We had a session with young girls, and we talked about feminism mostly in film and how they view it, and they had some amazing points and amazing thoughts about it. And I really wanted to ask you, how do you think feminism has moved, I believe, forward? Because you've been working in the industry for so long, and what evolution did you see?
Yes, no, I must say, when I was 17, nobody spoke about feminism. You couldn't even know what it is. So that you, as a 17-year-old woman, you're speaking so liberal, so freely about feminism. It's really implanted now in your world and in your thinking. No, and for me that was a long time until I discovered that as a woman I'm something else than a man, and I have less rights, and I have to fight for the rights, and I have to fight for making cinema. Mm-hmm. That came in the end. When I started to make cinema, I had a role model who was a male filmmaker, Ingmar Bergman. So to change this regard, this look to cinema, to see there's only men making cinema, and now I'm a woman and I want to tell the same stuff like them, or perhaps I would like to tell about something else. So that was a very, very slow development. No, I didn't stand up and say I'm feminist and now, here. So now women who are entering in this field, they only know so much more than we knew when we started. No.
I guess also that's the reason for evolution after all. I mean, the next generations have to be better and stronger for the generations in the past who didn't have the opportunity to speak up for themselves, to do something for themselves at that time. Since you're working in the industry, you probably know how hard you get access to European films, you know.
That is still a problem, I think, yes. Even with the European Film Academy, and they tried to open the field, and so we are really a European filmmaker, and we would like that every country can see all the films of the other country, and that is not yet the case. And therefore I'm always pleased that I'm a member of the Academy, so I can look at the other films, which then afterwards you don't see in the cinemas. And there I think it's still so many things to do, that we can see all these films, Romanian films, and from everywhere of Europe into the cinemas, because I don't like these little things where you can see films on your handy or on your tablet. I think it's still the most impressive entering into cinema and into images is still the cinema, because all these impressive, it's like a dream when you go into the cinema, it's like a dream, and there is only information. You can see how it's made. It's only that you intellectually you get all the messages, but from the emotion and from the art of filmmaking, you get nothing like this.
I remember in an interview you had a while ago, you said that when you were younger, you didn't go to the cinema that often because usually, like, society really didn't even see it as a form of art.
No, but that was Germany. In Paris it was something else. Yeah. They had already cinema as art, but in the 50s and the early 60s in Germany there was nothing. There were just very silly films.
Yeah.
And so for us it was not art.
Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, today, I personally see nothing changed in this way. Like, in most productions are, as you said, silly, and quality filmmaking and quality cinema isn't really, I would say, put out there in cinemas for people to consume, and people prefer to still consume silly films, as you said. And Why do you think the society hasn't moved
Yeah,
forward?
but in literature it's the same. You have these books which is silly, but they are also entertaining sometimes. And then you have poets, and you have and there are people loving poems, and others who are loving this a little bit more how do you say, stuff which you can just consume like a burger. And I think you have to accept both. That people want to go to cinema to amuse themselves, and then others who want to see art. So you have just to fight that this section of art films, of films about your notion of what can be art in cinema, that doesn't disappear. Therefore, we have to fight. Not that the other films will disappear. Let them see all this stuff if they want.
Let them live in harmony. Okay. I wanted to ask you, what films did you prefer not necessarily as a teenager, but as a young woman? What were you into at the time?
I never go to cinema, only on Sundays when it was raining and we saw all this, the little silly stuff, but we didn't take it as art. And only when I went to Paris and I studied there, and there I met young students, young French students, and they were already totally enthusiastic about the Nouvelle Vague and about cinema in another way. And they taught me how to look at cinema.
And what did you like most? Like, what kind of films?
Bergman was my big master.
Yeah, okay.
Ingmar Bergman. But also Hitchcock. So I had two male role models, if you would like. But you could really, with a loop, you could go and search for women filmmakers, and there were no. So that is also changed today. And so when you go into the cinema, what you are searching? You're searching women films, or you're searching just a film which gives you a new aspect on the world? You are not making the difference. I would like to see a film made by a woman or by a man. Only you look at what can tell you the film.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah, I think
what's your choice?
I mean, I think nobody thinks about it like this anymore. It's almost like colorless, I would say. No one looks at it. You just look at what films are put in front of you and you just pick. You don't think about the background of it, really, nowadays.
Thank you. We were so marvelous, and you are looking so wonderful.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and thank you everyone for watching us.